Happy holidays, Nintendo fans and collectors! This is Lithium017 from my channel Nintendo Collecting, and I am bringing you the 5th day of 12 Days of Nintendo Christmas. On the 5th day of Nintendo Christmas, Nintendo Collecting recommended to me 5 retro consoles, remembered fondly. If you're a Nintendo fan, you've definitely been playing for a number of years, possibly even since the 80s or the 90s, or maybe just for about a decade. You likely hold one of these old school consoles close to your heart, and you definitely would be ecstatic either receiving the console or even giving the console to see the reaction on Christmas morning or this holiday season. The Nintendo Entertainment System, which you see right down here, is obviously the oldest of all of them, and it really is a retro console that is just outstanding in terms of how many great games there are, especially considering the graphics weren't there at the time, nor was the music. It really does take you on a trip back through gaming history, and it just brings a smile to my face. Myself, I grew up during the generation with the console wars, which was in between the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo. And I remember the Super Nintendo very fondly. Lots of great times with Mario and Donkey Kong. My personal favorite console, though, must be the Nintendo 64 console. This console just is very close to my heart. I've played it so much. I love growing up with this one, and this was the first one that I bought growing up. And I know a lot of people out there actually traded in or got rid of their consoles, and they would be so happy to get it back again this holiday season. I'm sure they would be. The Nintendo Gamecube, Nintendo's first disc-based console, as long as I'm not mistaken, is an excellent choice as well that I think is now gaining some steam, especially in the collecting field. There's so many great games for it, and of course the console only sold, I think, 22 million units, which makes it the least sales for a home console for Nintendo, and it's a great console. The Nintendo Wii, the best-selling console here, sold over 100 million, so it's very easy to find them, but there are so many good games out for that console this holiday. You might want to get the NES top loader rather than the normal NES, or the Super Nintendo top loading system, sometimes called the SNES 2 or SNES Mini. You might want to get a colored Nintendo 64 console, like this one here is a fantastic jungle green. It's great for Christmas. That's a silver Gamecube, but there are quite a few other colors to match the personality of the person you're either buying for or asking for. And of course, this is a red Nintendo Wii. I really do suggest, if you're buying a Wii, get one that still has the GameCube ports because they're very inexpensive right now. Bonus points would definitely go to you if you can somehow find the box for the console and all the instructions and everything like that. You see the NES action set and the Super Nintendo Donkey Kong set, but I also have the box here for the Nintendo 64. This would make someone so happy on the holiday. A Nintendo 64! That's such a good video. Obviously the box for the GameCube, this is not the silver box, this is the black box, and the Wii boxes I'm sure you've seen everywhere. They're really easy to find. And for any sort of collector, coming with the box makes it so much more special. This holiday season, definitely consider buying or asking for some sort of a retro console from Nintendo. You could even go back to the handhelds, which I won't talk about, but there are 5 of those as well that I could talk about. There's the Game & Watch. There's obviously the Game Boy, then the Game Boy Color, the Game Boy Advance, and there's the Nintendo DS, and now we're on to the 3DS. But if we're just talking about retro consoles, 5 home and 5 handheld, perfect gift to give this holiday season for our 5th day of Nintendo Christmas. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't watched the 4th day of Nintendo Christmas, click right up there right now. And when I post the 6th day of Nintendo Christmas, it will be right up here. Please make sure you fill that like bucket, follow me on Facebook and on Twitter, and remember, as always, game on, and happy holidays.